Hi everyone, this is Tiffany Hopkins with Oregon State's Forestry and Natural Resources Extension Program, and today I'm here to teach you how to make all-natural dye using oak galls from your oaks that you might have on your property. So the oak galls will look something like this, or maybe something like this. So these are just two different kinds, and what these are is actually a species of wasp comes and lays its eggs on the leaf, and then this cocoon type of thing is formed around those to protect them, and it actually doesn't hurt the leaf. This type you'll find more attached to the actual, like a twig or a branch. And I will say they're a little bit better for the project that we are doing. So if you have those in this case, that's great. For the ones that are attached to the leaves, you'll just want to go ahead and pick them off of the leaves. And then the other materials that you need is something to crush the galls with. Some instructions will say like make it into more of a powder. I've found that that's not necessary, so I'm just using a meat tenderizer. And then you'll need some sort of rusty type of metal. So I'm using horseshoe. You could use nails, are another common one. And then some apple cider vinegar and some water, and then a jar to put your oak galls that have been smashed into. So we'll go ahead and get started and just kind of like pulverize these a little bit. So I have some of this that's already been done. So to fill this larger mason jar, this was about 4 cups of uncrushed oak galls. So once you've crushed them, you just add them to your jar. So I'll just smush some of these down in there. And you can use less, really. The more of the galls that you use, the darker your final dye will be. So then once you have your jar, you just go ahead and take your water and cover those galls up to the top. And then you'll cover your jar and let that sit for about a week. And you can kind of just shake it occasionally to mix that up in there. And then for this, if you have nails, I would recommend using another mason jar, but I have a horseshoe, so I'm just using this container. So I'll take my horseshoe, rusty, whatever, cover it with the apple cider vinegar, and then I'll put a lid on that and cover it for also about a week. So then what's going to happen after you've let these sit for a week is you will mix the two of these together, and a chemical reaction will occur between the tannins that have soaked into your water mixture that came from the oak galls, and then the apple cider vinegar and the iron from whatever rusty material you're using. So you combine those and it actually forms an ink. So historically people use this for like quill and scroll ink, writing letters and things like that, but it also works wonderfully for a natural fabric dye. So we will check back in after a week once this has had some time to process. How to tie dye or dye the clothes. You could either just put this in there as a whole piece, which I'm trying a few of right now, or for the tie-dye part, you dampen no matter what you're doing, dampen the piece of clothing and then wad it up in the center and start twisting it as tightly as you can, which won't be super tight, but with a fork, and just keep going until it kind of stops, and then finish it the rest of the way with your hands. And then take 1 or 2 rubber bands and wrap it around to just hold that in place. And then put this in the oat gall mixture for about like 10 minutes. And then, okay, so I've got my apple cider vinegar with the rusty horseshoe, the oat gall and water mixture, and then I have a strainer and a glass, and then I have my fabric that's ready to dye. So what we're gonna do is take the oat gall mixture and pour it through the strainer to filter out all those big chunks. Okay. Mostly they filter themselves out from the glass jar. And then what we're gonna do is mix the oat gall mixture into the apple cider vinegar mixture. And actually I think I'll go ahead and take the horseshoe out. So pour this in. And then I'm gonna put this into here and just pour some of this on there for the actual dyeing process. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is just put that in a paper bag and then put that inside of a plastic bag and let it sit for 24 hours. So we'll check back in with you after that and see how it went. All right, so here's the final product. I think they turned out so awesome. I'm so excited. I think this is such a cool thing that you could do with old used clothes to kind of upcycle them and get another life out of them, but also just an incredibly fun project. One of the funnest crafting projects I've done, because just to do it from start to finish like that was really fun. I will say this one right here, I had mentioned I was trying some not tie-dye, just putting them straight into the dye. And this is one of those. So it looks pretty tie-dye, and that was not the intention. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I just wanted to say that's what resulted from trying to actually fully dye it into like a gray, black tone, whatever. But I'm happy with it. I love it just like it is, and I think the tie-dye ones turned out great. So that's the final product, and I love it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you give this all-natural dye process a go. This is such a great time of year for it because you can find lots of those oat galls on the forest floor, and it's just so fun and exciting to see this process from start to finish. So let me know if you try it and send me pictures of how it turned out for you, and happy creating.